Hey guys, Joe from American Trucks, and today I'm going to be reviewing and installing the Borla Touring dual exhaust system with black chrome tips and a same side exit, fitting all 15 and up 3.5 EcoBoost F-150s, excluding the Raptors and 2019 Limiteds. This exhaust is going to be perfect for the EcoBoost owner that's looking to get just a little bit more sound out of their 3.5 with one of the best manufactured and well-engineered kits on the market. Now, as you guys just heard, this is going to be pretty quiet, and that's exactly what you'd expect from where this sits on the Borla range. The Touring is the quietest muffler that they sell. If you're looking to step it up a little bit more in terms of volume, in terms of tone, definitely take a look at the middle ground, which is the S-Type, or if you wanted to go all out, you could check out the Attack as well. So with that, I'm gonna give it a 1 out of 5 on our Wake the Neighbor scale. Now that's not to say it's going to sound factory. It's not. It's definitely a little bit louder, but this is something for the F-150 owner, again, that's looking to fly under the radar. This is manufactured out of 304 stainless steel that's mandrel bent. That stainless is going to hold up great to any salty winter conditions, ensure this kit is going to be making noise for years to come, and the mandrel bends ensure a smooth flow on the inside of the pipe, which is going to eliminate any turbulence and create power. It also features the Borla Touring muffler in the middle and Borla's resonator up front. After the muffler, we split into dual 2¼ inch piping, which both exit straight out the side right behind the rear passenger tire with some awesome 4-inch diameter black chrome slash cut tips embossed with the Borla logo. We also offer the Touring in a couple different combinations as well. You can get the standard chrome tips as well as the choice of a rear exit. Pricing is going to come in at around $1150, and while that may sound expensive, you're getting one of the most well-manufactured and engineered kits that money can buy, and it really goes a long way with this kit. Before we move on to the install, I just wanted to make a quick note that this kit is intended for your Super Cab with the 6.5 foot bed or the Super Crew with the 5.5 foot bed. If you have one of the longer wheelbase trucks, like the Super Cab with the 8 foot or the Super Crew with the 6.5, you will have to pick up the extension pipe as well, which you can get in our buy together section in the drop down box. As far as the install goes, this is going to be pretty much as easy as it gets for an exhaust. Because it's so well manufactured, you're not going to have to make any bends, cuts, or use any hammers to get this to fit, and it's perfect right out of the box. For that, I'm going to give it an easy 2 out of 3 wrenches. Should only take you an hour or two to get it installed with some basic hand tools, so let me show you how it's done. Tools required for this install are going to be an impact, U-joint, 15mm socket, 10mm socket, 13mm socket, and some spray lubricant like PB Blaster. So first things first, we got to get rid of our factory catback, and we're going to start by lubricating all of the hangers, and then there's 2 13mm bolts on this flange here that we're going to undo as well. That will allow us to push the whole exhaust back and drop it in one big piece. If you are working on the ground, you might have to loosen that clamp right there or bring out the saw to cut this into a couple pieces, but again, since we're on the lift, we're going to take it out in one big piece. So with our factory exhaust off the truck, I just want to take a second to lay it out next to our new Borla exhaust and point out some of the awesome upgrades we're going to be making. And namely, we're ditching this big old factory muffler in exchange for a sleeker, less restrictive Borla Touring muffler. We're also ditching this aluminized steel for an awesome 304 stainless, and it's going to hold up a lot better than this one would. We're bumping up the diameter of the inlet pipe as well, looking at 3 inches. Also on that inlet pipe is Borla's straight through resonator. After the muffler, you have dual 2¼ inch piping, which is going to exit right behind the rear of the passenger tire with some awesome 4-inch black chrome slash cut tips embossed with the Borla logo. So let me show you how to get this installed on your truck. We're going to need the inlet pipe with the resonator on it and the 13mm hardware from that factory connect. And that's just going to install right back onto our factory connect. As you guys see, I have a pull jack to help me support it while I do that. One of the awesome things Borla includes on this kit is some of the welded nuts on this flange here. That's a really nice touch and something that makes this kit worth the extra bread you would spend for something like that. It makes the install much easier. Now we can tighten those down, and it's a good rule of thumb with all exhausts, and we're gonna do that throughout this whole install. We're gonna leave them hand tight for now. That's gonna give us some much needed wiggle room once we're near the end and need some adjustment. Next, we're gonna grab this little extension pipe with a bend in it and one of the bigger clamps included in the kit. Now the hanger is gonna go underneath, and this bend is going to open toward our frame rail. We can put that on the back of our inlet pipe and make sure it's seated in the hanger isolator at the same time. And we can tighten that clamp down with a 15mm socket. It's gonna be the same process for our muffler over axle pipe, making sure it's seated in the isolator and then on the back of that extension pipe. So before we mount our tailpipe, I just found it easiest to remove these hanger by loosening these two 10mm bolts right there. It just makes it a lot easier to install that on the ground, clamp our pipe down, and then re-hang this. And with that hanger on there, we can grab the two smaller clamps in the kit, throw those around our pipe, and get it seated to our over axle pipe. And now we can reinstall that hanger to the frame rail. And now we can tighten down those clamps with a 15mm socket. With everything hung on the truck, now it's the perfect time to make any adjustments. Then we can run through and tighten down all of the hardware. And now you can lower the truck and check for any leaks. And that is going to do it for my review and install of the Borla Touring dual exhaust system with black chrome tips and a same side exit. Thank you for watching. I'm Joe, and for all things F-150, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.